I'm Tiffany Phillips. We're at Wild Geese Bookshop at 40 East Madison in Franklin, Indiana. It's a winding road. I've always loved bookstores, and I'm a bookstore tourist. So anytime I go to a town, I go to a bookshop. And they've always been a harbor for me wherever I was. And when I lived far away from family, bookshops always felt like community. And we moved here 7 years ago. There was no bookshop in Franklin at the time. And I just really felt that loss of the place of community. So at the time I signed the 5-year lease, it just felt like an infinite amount of time. And then as we got closer to the completion of the lease, there wasn't really an opportunity for me to expand in either direction in the current space I was. A couple years before, I had looked at this house with the owners of the building, and it was not in its current condition. It had been donated to Franklin Heritage. I stepped up on the porch, even though there was like a lot of stuff stored in here. There was, drywall dust everywhere, and it looked very, very different. I knew the minute I stepped on the porch, I got like the kind of where the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and I was like, yeah, this is it. We've loved being a bookseller for Indiana Humanities events in the past, and then we always order more stock than the event requires and have them signed, and then we have an Indiana shelf. We also featured the Indiana award-winning books. Ross Gay in particular has been just a shop favorite. And then we just like to try to notice what's going on with people in Indiana and the books they're writing. I think we need spaces, non-judgmental, kind spaces that hit us the same way that Mr. Rogers did when we were kids. You just need to feel like, I'm enough, we're neighbors, you're safe here, you can be yourself. Because I don't want anybody to come in the shop and feel like I'm not enough. That was very important to me. I never get complacent about, are we doing enough? Are we being intentional enough? You want to provide a space where everybody feels welcome, and where everyone feels like they can dream about what's next. What are you inspired about? The algorithms in online platforms can only predict based on your past. And for a lot of people who are going through traumatic things, as goodness, hasn't everybody in the last few years, the past algorithm is not really instructive if you're trying to grow. So part of our motto is read, grow, fly. Find new inspiring things that help you develop in a new way and go in a new direction. And I certainly, at 40 was reimagining my life from the ground up. What happens if you try something completely different? And it was very freeing for me. So I guess I'm trying to provide a space for people to see what's possible. Bookstores are the kind of place you go to when you've had a bad day. And I wanted to be part of the reminder to people about what it is to be alive. Part of the poem Wild Geese is about your imagination and tell me about what you love and I'll tell you kind of thing. And I just think if we can be a space where people feel supported and that their curiosities can help them figure out what they want to do next, it gives people a sense of hope. I'm really proud of this community. I think it's a giving, loving community, and I try to give that back.